everyone, David Olin from Roland here, and today I'm at Gear for Music Studio to show you our lovely new System 8 keyboard or synthesizer. This is essentially based on our previously very popular System 1, based on the Roland ACB technology, analog circuit behavior, which is essentially component level modeling, so very advanced modeling, and it also acts like several synths in one. So this is actually compatible to our old plugins or plug-outs, such as the SH101, the SH2, the ProMars, and the System 100, but also more importantly now we also have our new plug-out generation, which actually is 8 voice. And this one actually comes shipped with the JUPITER-8 and the JUNO-106 already. So already from factory shipping, you have it like 3 synths in one. With an additional third slot for any plug-out of your choice. So up to 4 synths in one. Also, this one is very dynamic thanks to new functions such as velocity filter and also various types of modulation and pitch shifting controls. So yeah, let's just have a listen to a couple of the sounds, and we can see how the System 8 can even make you know, a very basic and simple sound really massive and huge. So here we go. Just a little simple pad sound there, and of course thanks to our ACB technology, as usual, we have super smooth filter changes and just plenty of full onboard control as well. So over here is our LFO section with 3 variations. We even have a double LFO, which basically means it's an LFO modulating another LFO. So for instance, you can have a wobbling filter base that gradually increases in speed. And over here we have the oscillator part, which is 2 main oscillators, of course with the classic waveforms such as sawtooth, super saw, and so on, but also the sort of more unique waveforms like super square, and even the newer waveforms that came with the System 1 version 1.2, which are waveforms such as vowel, FM synthesis, FM sync, and cowbell, and so on. So a lot of interesting waveforms there. We also have the third oscillator, which is mainly a sort of sub-oscillator with also variable shape, or as we call it, color here as well. Another special thing about the System 8 is that we now have 3 separate effect units that can be used at the same time. So I have 1 distortion section, 1 delay/chorus section, and also 1 huge sounding reverb as well. Now, thanks to these and also the onboard dynamics that I mentioned earlier, such as velocity filter and different types of bend sensitivity and modulation sensitivity, I can easily get even sort of rougher, almost guitar type solo sounds like this. So as we heard, this is velocity filter, of course, but also pitch bend filter, so I can do this. And as you see here, I have 4 sliders that instantly lets me access these parameters, so I can start just going bend sensitivity with pitch, full up, or just with the filter, and so on. And so that works also for the modulation, pitch depth, and also filter depth, or just everything full up. So a lot of control of the sound just by using the keyboard and the pitch bender. Of course, again, like I mentioned earlier, this one has several modes, but we'll just have a few, listen to a couple of more sounds from the System 8 itself. So here we go with another sort of distorted, but this time more of a riff sound. And also we can have something smoother like this little chill synth here. But now we also want to have a listen, of course, to the JUPITER-8 that once again from factory is already included along with the JUNO-106. So Of course, the JUPITER-8 is very famous for nice and big pad sounds, so we'll just play some of that. And of course, the JUPITER-8 has a very distinct filter, so if we just have a listen to this filter. Very sort of shimmering and full of little artifacts that makes that typical JUPITER-8 character. So very, very different from the actual System 8. And of course, again, this is component level modeling, so you know, you get the same filter sound, the same envelopes, the same LFOs as on the original product. So this is not just about patch expansion, this is like literally getting a completely new machine. Also, what I like about using the JUPITER-8 on the System 8 is, again, you have a lot of dynamics. So this means I can control a JUPITER-8 sound in ways that I could not do with an actual JUPITER-8. So if I have this this dirty sort of synth bass here, then I can actually control it in completely new ways. So it's a JUPITER-8 sound, but controlled in new ways. Of course, like on the System 1, we also have an Arpeggiator on board, but more importantly, we have new features such as a nice vocoder based on the VT3, which was a very popular voice transformer and still is. But also, we now have a step sequencer on board, which allows you to use it in different ways too. You can step record, you can real-time record. So let's just try a little bit of that. I'm going to step record mode here and just put some notes in. Like that. Now we can, of course, we can adjust different parameters afterwards, such as gate time, like this. Change a few things like that. And of course, we can play real time as well, so I'll just go to real time mode. Now, what's really interesting about this sequencer is that you can also actually record any parameter changes on board into the sequencer too. So, I'll just tweak with the filter bit. And now that's recorded. And you can even make whatever changes you want, like reverb, for instance. And now you also hear the reverb changing in real time as well. So really cool sequencer. You can even trigger it with a gate signal from outside. Actually, it does have CV gate output as well as the trigger input. Also, the sequencer can play in various ways, in random mode, reverse, and so on. So really fast, really easy to use. Now, on top of all this, we also have the performance mode. The performance mode lets you layer or split two patches. You can select a split point of your choice. But the cool thing is you can also do it between different plug-outs. So I can have a JUPITER bass layered with a JUNO-106 lead and so on. And both parts will also have their own effects. So you can have a completely different distortion on the JUPITER-8 and a completely different chorus on the JUNO-106 and so on. So in this case, I'm layering a JUPITER-8 with the System 8 itself. So I have this sound. And I also layer it with. So these two together create this really filthy bass sound, which I'm also using here at the end. So that was a basic overview of the System 8. Obviously a really powerful synth. Also, of course, a built-in audio interface, and it's AIRA link compatible, so you can hook it up via USB directly to the MX1 mixer, for instance. If you want more information about this, of course, visit the Gear for Music website and check out the specs there. And I'm David Alhund from Roland. Thank you very much.